Hello, this is Lori, and it's chair yoga. Yeah, the sun is so bright. I put a blanket on the window because the sun is so bright. Um, anyway, thanks for joining me again this week. Was off last week, and anyway, we're back on track. I want you to make sure that you are wearing comfortable clothes. Remember that this is a practice of self-care. You don't have to do it perfectly, just do the best you can. And remember, if you are hurting, you're going too far. You should feel it a little bit. Your muscles should be working, but it shouldn't be where you're in pain. That's not good. You need to stop. So let's get started. Bella, you want to come over here, Kimmy? Come on over here. Yeah. Okay. She's going to rub on the computer. Is it your computer, baby? I think so. Come on. Come on. Over here. Good girl. Okay, so we want to make sure first of all, make sure you got a chair. This is a stool, that'll work too. You want something that's sturdy that you feel comfortable on. And the first thing we're going to do is take our yoga seat. So sitting in your chair, I want you to try to sit upright. Okay. And your back should be straight. And your ankles should be directly under your knees. And your feet a couple of inches apart in your legs. And you want to make sure your shoulders are not up, but down. So you might roll your shoulders back and then put them down. Okay, and then, so our head is over our collarbone, which our shoulders are straight on, which is underneath our pelvis, and our knees are right over our ankles. We are all aligned. This is our yoga seat. And with your hands, you can put them at the heart center if you feel comfortable with that. You can hold them in your lap like this, or you can put them on your legs. Any way you want to do it is fine. So we're going to take 3 to 5 breaths here, and we're going to tune into our body. We're going to listen to our body. You know, how is your body feeling right at this moment, this week? Focus on yourself and giving yourself love. You're doing this as a practice of self-care, and you need to acknowledge that and focus on that. Make sure that you're giving yourself a little mental pat on the back, that you care about yourself enough to take care of yourself. So let's get going. All right. Okay, now remember that when we're breathing, we're doing belly breaths, which means that when we're breathing, our lungs fill up and the diaphragm goes down and our belly pushes out. You don't want to breathe high up in your chest because that's not really a proper breath. To breathe deeply and evenly, fill up your lungs until your diaphragm pushes down on your belly and pushes it out. And when you exhale, long, slow exhales. If you can, try to make sure you're breathing evenly through the exercises. So maybe on one part of the exercise, you're breathing in, and on the other side of the exercise, you're breathing out. So let's start with neck stretches. Now, if you've got neck problems, you shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to assume you don't have neck problems. We're going to loosen up our neck, turning to the right and breathing. And back to center. And now turning to the left. And back to center. And one more time to the right. Back to center. And one more time to the left. And back to center. Now with your mind's eye, feel your neck muscles. Do you notice any difference? Do the muscles feel warm, tingly, anything? Do they feel relaxed? Take a moment and just notice your body. And now let's do some circles with our head. So pointing your nose down, you're going to make a circle with your nose, a big circle, and you're going to go really, really slow. No rush. And then going back to center, we're going to go in the opposite direction. All right. Now we want to do some shoulder shrugs. We're going to warm up our shoulders. So do this. Shrug your shoulders up, shrug them down. Shrug them up, shrug them down. Up, down, up, down. Yeah. And make sure your shoulders are down. Roll one shoulder. Roll it the other way. Roll this shoulder. Roll it the other way. And now let's work on our waist. We're going to do a seated twist. So remember, you put your hand on the outside of your knee and your other hand behind you. and twist to the right. And hold it. Breathe. And back to center. And now your hand on the outside of the other knee, your arm behind you, and twist to the left. Breathe. And back to center. Okay. Now we're going to put your arms up and take your left hand and hold your elbow and lift your arm straight up. You're just stretching this muscle here at the back of your arm. You should feel a gentle stretch. Your triceps. And then do the other side as well. And now we're going to do overhead stretch. So try to make yourself as tall as you can, like there's a string, you're a puppet and there's a string coming out and someone's pulling that string. You're just up straight as you can. Do some breathing. And down again. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to do side stretches. So what I want you to do is take your right hand and try to touch the floor. You don't have to touch the floor. Just go down as far as you can without it hurting. And then come back up. And now do the other side. And we're going to switch off. And the left side. Make sure you're breathing. Now that we've loosened up the waist, let's work on our feet. I want you to turn sideways and get up a little bit in your chair. You're not sitting all the way back. Kind of on the edge of your chair. And then sit in your yoga seat. Okay. And extend your right leg out. With your toes, hold on, I need to back up a little bit so you can see my foot. Okay, so you're going to extend your right leg out with your toes pointing up, and we're going to point them up and then point them down. Point them up and point them down. So let's begin. They're up, down, up, down, up, down. One more time. Up, down. And then bring your leg back. Now let's stick out our left leg Our toes are pointing up. Now down. Up. Down. Up. Down. One more time. Up. Down. And back to center. Very good. Now staying on the edge of your seat, I want you to keep your back straight and hinge at the hips and go down as much as you can to keep your, if you can touch the floor, great. You don't have to touch the floor. If you can't get that far, that's okay. Go as far as you can. This is a seated forward bend on the chair. And then come back up. Keep your back straight as you hinge at the hips, going down. Back up. And one more time, hinging at the hips. And back up. Staying where you are, have a wide stance. You want to spread your legs. Your feet should be facing forward. And also, again, we're hinging from the hips and we're keeping our back straight. We're going down. This is the wide-legged bend. If you could touch the ground, that's great, but you don't have to. Back up. And down. Back up. You should feel this in your inner thigh. Let's go back down one more time. Stay where you can go, as far as you can go, and just stay there for a moment, breathing, feeling your body, being with your body, being in the moment, being with your breath. And back up. Excellent. Now, I'm going to do one more thing sideways here. And this is child's pose in a chair. So sitting in your yoga seat, you're going to have your hips a little bit more than hip width apart. And you're going to come down with your elbows on your knees and rest your head in the palms of your hand. So your knees are right over your ankles. Your elbows are right above your knees. And your head is resting in the palms of your hand. And you breathe and just relax. Excellent. And now we'll go back to sitting in our chair in the back, all the way back, sitting up straight, shoulders down, knees over ankles. Okay, so now we're going to do the blossoming flower arms. So remember, you put your hands on your shoulders and your elbows are stretched out on either side, and then we go and blossom. Hold this, do some breathing. Back to the shoulders. Blossoming out again. Hold your palms up. And when you bring your hands back, your palms should be facing your shoulders. One more time. Blossoming flower arms. All right. So your shoulders should feel that. You might want to shrug or roll your shoulders and shake that out. And now I want you to do a upper body circle. So holding on to your hands above your knees, lean down, and then start to rotate to the right, the back, the left, back to center, and just keep going. Do it slowly, mindfully. Do as big of a circle as you can. Now we're going to reverse. Left, back, right, center, left, back, right. Oh, I feel my back creaking. Okay. And sit straight still. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now, the last thing I want to do here, the last exercise, you want to get in the front of your seat. Well, I guess I better turn sideways for this too. You want to get to the front of your seat on the edge. And what we're going to do is you hold on to the chair and go up and then back down. So we're going to do this over and over for a couple of breaths. We're going to exercise those muscles in our thighs. I've got my hands in front of me like this because I don't know what to do with my hands, and I think that works, but you can do whatever you want with your hands. You might need to put your hands out to steady yourself. That's okay. One more. Excellent. And now I think we need to do some visualization. I want you to imagine that every breath you draw in, you're drawing in strength and health. Every breath comes in, it's strength, health. Your body needs that. And every breath that goes out, the stress is leaving your body. And we're going to sit in our yoga seat and just breathe and visualize this. Take long, slow, deep breaths, long, slow exhales. All right. Just sit quietly with yourself and congratulate yourself for taking care of yourself. It's really important. If you don't take care of you, who will? I would like to thank you for coming, and I will see you next week.